My name is Aaron, and this happened when I was 26, during my last month working night security for a freight depot off a rural highway. Mile marker 117 was basically the middle of nowhere. One warehouse. One access road. Trees on all sides. My shift ran from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., and most nights were dead quiet. Too quiet. Around 1:40 a.m., I noticed headlights slowing on the highway outside the gate. That alone wasn't weird, but the car didn't pass. It stopped. Engine still running. Lights on. Just sitting there. I watched it for a full minute. No hazards. No turn signal. Finally, the driver pulled onto the gravel shoulder across from the gate and shut the lights off completely. That's when my gut dropped. I grabbed my flashlight and stepped out of the booth. The air was cold and heavy, dead silent except for insects. I called out, asked if everything was okay. No response. I shined the light toward the car. It was empty. Driver door open. I backed up fast and locked myself in the booth, radioed dispatch. They told me to stay put and wait for a patrol. While I waited, something moved near the tree line behind the car. I couldn't see details, just a tall shape shifting between the trunks. Then I heard footsteps. Not running. Walking. Slow. Deliberate. Circling the booth. The footsteps stopped right outside my door. I heard breathing. Deep. Controlled. Right on the other side of the glass. I didn't move. Didn't breathe. After what felt like forever, the steps moved away. When police arrived 20 minutes later, there was no one there. The car was registered stolen. No footprints. No explanation. I quit the next day. If stories like this keep pulling you in, hit like and subscribe. You don't want to miss what comes next. Story 2. This happened to me during a solo road trip in early fall. I was driving through a stretch of highway in West Texas that barely shows up on maps. No towns. No lights. Just road and darkness. Around 2 a.m., I started seeing headlights behind me. That's normal, except they never passed. No matter how fast or slow I went, they stayed the same distance back. After 20 minutes, my stomach started to knot. I changed lanes. They followed. I slowed way down. They slowed too. I pulled over briefly, pretending I needed to check something. They slowed. Then stopped behind me. I didn't get out. I just sat there, heart pounding, hands locked on the wheel. After a full minute, the headlights turned off. Complete darkness. I waited. Nothing happened. Finally, I pulled back onto the road and drove. 5 minutes later, the headlights were in front of me now. Coming toward me. Same vehicle. Same pattern. They passed slowly, windows blacked out, and as they did, every hair on my arm stood up. I felt watched. 10 minutes later, my phone buzzed. No service. But I had a notification. A photo message. No sender. It was my car. On the highway. Taken from behind. I floored it and didn't stop until sunrise. When I checked my phone again, the photo was gone. No record. No message history. I searched that highway later. There are forums full of similar stories. People being followed. Photographed. Never confronted. And that's the part that scares me most. Story 3. I used to live in an apartment complex built in the early 90s. Thin walls. Long hallways. The kind of place where you hear everything. Especially at night. Around 3 a.m., I started hearing footsteps outside my door. Slow pacing. Back and forth. Every night. Always stopping right outside my unit. At first, I thought it was a neighbor. Then I noticed something. The footsteps never continued down the hallway. They just paced. And stopped. One night, I opened the door fast, trying to catch whoever it was. The hallway was empty. But the carpet directly in front of my door was warm. Like someone had just been standing there. The next night, the pacing came back. Louder. Slower. I pressed my ear to the door and heard breathing. Calm. Patient. I called the building manager the next morning. She told me something that made my blood run cold. The unit across from mine had been empty for months. The previous tenant moved out suddenly after calling police multiple times about someone standing outside his door at night. The final night I stayed there, I didn't hear footsteps. Instead, I heard knocking. 3 slow knocks. Right at 3 a.m. then a voice whispered my name from the hallway. I moved out 2 days later. The new tenant lasted less than a month. If this felt real to you, drop a like, subscribe, and share. The haunt files aren't finished yet.